Yes. Welcome to the KK Petsy TV.
Make sure you guys subscribe to our channel.
We do doll videos, Roblox, baking, and vlogs.
We also do short films such as The Story of Crazy Face, and we also do Talking Hot Show Challenge.
A special thank you to Blue Blood Sports TV. Thank you so much for your support. We will continue to work hard and bring you more content. Bye.
Show support. Subscribe to KK Penson TV. If you got children, if you got nieces, if you got nephews, if you got little cousins, if you have friends that have kids, make sure they subscribe to KK Penson TV. Please do that. Show love and show support.
Hi, my name is Heather the Heat Hardy, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
This is Amanda the Real Deal Serrano, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
Hi, I'm Courtney.
And I'm Janita.
And you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, former multi-division, legendary, iconic, world champion, superstar, Mexican boxer, the Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya, won 11 world titles in 6 different weight classes, became the lineal world champion in 3 different weight classes, right? Oscar De La Hoya is very well accomplished within the sport of boxing, and he's Olympic gold medalist. With that said, Oscar De La Hoya last fought in 2008 when he fought against Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. December of 2008 was his last fight, in which Manny Pacquiao absolutely walked through and demolished Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya, now at the age of 47 years old, is talking about making a comeback to the squared circle. Oscar De La Hoya finished his career 39-6, 30 by way of knockout. He himself was stopped twice in his career. So he had 45 fights in his career, in which he lost 6, and 30 he won by knockout, right? He stands at 5'10 and a half, 73-inch arm reach, and like I stated, he's a 6th division world champion. With that said, at the age of 47, Oscar De La Hoya is talking about making a ring return, and he made mention after he's going back and forth with feuding with current junior middleweight world 2-time WBC champion superstar boxer Jermell Lions Only Charlo. Jermell Charlo has questioned Oscar De La Hoya's motivation in promoting, as he's now turned a promoter for Golden Boy Promotions. He's the CEO. And Jermell Charlo had questioned his motivation to promote black fighters, right? We know that the Charlos Jermell Charlo was actually signed to Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions, and Jermell Charlo was fighting on his undercards. Jermell Charlo stated that Oscar De La Hoya and his team continued to give him a runaround when it came to signing Jermell Charlo. Oscar De La Hoya eventually got around to it, and Jermell Charlo said that, he wasn't paid correctly, he wasn't treated right, and, he stated that Oscar De La Hoya just doesn't have motivation to promote black fighters. Jermell Charlo's not the only one to state this. There's a plethora of boxers, black fighters, who feel like Oscar De La Hoya shortchanges them, right? He only favors Mexican fighters. So with that said, Oscar De La Hoya has been going back and forth. He stated that he promoted Deontay Wilder, he promoted Jermell Charlo. He was giving a list of rundown of guys that he promoted, black fighters. Now Oscar De La Hoya, in mentioning his comeback, says that he could come back and dominate the 154-pound division. That's Jermell Charlo's division. It's not by accident that Oscar De La Hoya makes mention of his comeback and says that this division points to this division that Jermell Charlo is in, the one who's giving them, absolutely a ton of flack on social media for his lack of promoting black fighters. Oscar De La Hoya says that he's going to come back and dominate that division. So obviously, this is setting up to be a fight, right? Jermell Charlo responds to Oscar De La Hoya. Jermell Charlo says, obviously, you're talking about me. You're making mention of my division. You know I'm the king in this division. And since I'm criticizing you, obviously, you're talking about coming back and facing me. Jermell Charlo says, I have no problem with that. Let's make it happen. Jermell Charlo stands at 5'11", 73-inch arm reach. Like I stated, he's a junior middleweight, 154-pounder. He's 33-1, 17 by way of knockout. He's a two-time world champion, 30 years old, right? So he's letting it be known, I have no problem facing Oscar De La Hoya at all, whatsoever. Let's make it happen. And now it looks like Oscar De La Hoya may be dedicated to this comeback, right? He says training. He puts, that he's training. He's in training. He's focused. He's locked in. He wants to come back, and he wants to dominate the junior middleweight division that Jermell Charlo is in. So this is setting up to be something special. I know there's a lot of people going to say, well, Oscar De La Hoya is 47 years old. He's not the same guy anymore. He just can't do it, so on and so forth, right? But Oscar De La Hoya at 47 years old is attempting to do something that a lot of other boxers couldn't do or attempted to do. We know that guys like Bernard Hopkins dominated to nearly 50 years old in the sport of boxing. You understand? So we know that George Foreman came back and dominated the sport of boxing. So it's definitely possible. But I don't see Oscar De La Hoya winning against Jermell Charlo. I think that Oscar De La Hoya will definitely be looking to have a tune-up fight before he jumps in the ring with Jermell Charlo. Because that, in my opinion, would just be a horrific idea. I think that Jermell Charlo will knock out Oscar De La Hoya. Point blank and period. Right? But nonetheless, it still would be a major sell. Because there's a storyline. Oscar De La Hoya is still, beloved. And people love a comeback story. They love the underdog. And when you're an underdog with the namesake of an Oscar De La Hoya, then obviously it'll sell. It'll do big numbers, right? So make it happen. Jermell Charlo, calls out Oscar De La Hoya, offers him the opportunity to fight for the title. Oscar De La Hoya said he'll dominate this division. He could do some serious damage in this division. So let's make it happen. Let's see it. Right? He says, Oscar De La Hoya said, I could do some damage in this 154-pound weight class. Right? Jermell Charlo said, Oscar De La Hoya, I won't scare you or try to make you stop. Come on, you ain't been touched by this era. You said 154 because you know I'm the king in this division. So let's go. So let's make it happen. Let's see it. I would love to see it. See, when Floyd Mayweather makes mention of coming back, everybody wants him to fight the top of the division. So why not, if Oscar De La Hoya is going to come back, let's see him fight at the top of the division. Before we close, at the end of this, I want y'all to check out my boy Maul and his new single, Modern Day Slave. But that's all I got for y'all. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed? Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to New Media. Shouts out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. More Modern Day Slave out now. Go get your copy. Pariah Administrations presents more Modern Day Slave. You can hear a sneak peek coming up right now. Listen to the sneak peek. Then go to SoundCloud and support the grind, support the business. Let's go. Let's get it. Support more modern day slaves right now. Let's listen to this sneak peek.
Interactions with a bass head. Seen his eyes for the bass hit him. He was soul searching for his place. Too late to judge him. I'm addicted to his payment. Stay avoiding state paid vacation. Trying to take my babies to the caves. Enjoying the fruits of all their hard labor. But for right now, stay down and stay patient. I don't converse with niggas stuck off in the matrix. Trunking peace sound can live with killer faces. Every soul around us won't syndicated. Not up in the process of being renovated.
Hey, this is Jasmine. Thank you for watching Blue Blood Sports TV. Hola, soy Jasmine. Gracias por ver Sangre Azul Deportes TV. Gracias.